Hello, let's install Python. There's a million of these guides on the internet, but this one's mine. So let's have a look. I have here a totally fresh installation of Windows 10, but any version of Windows is going to be about the same. It'll be about the same on Mac OS as well, and I'll put up another video that goes through a Mac OS installation just to be very clear. But if you follow this, you'll be able to follow that. And if you're on Linux, you don't need my help. So, on the EPI, I put a guide. So let's go here. And we're basically just going to follow these steps. So the first thing we need to do is download and install Miniconda. Let's actually open it in a new window here. Miniconda is a package manager. It's just a program that's going to help us keep our Python all organized. You can just go to Google Python and then download something and just install Python. But it's very easy to get everything too messy and the installation gets screwed up, but you have to delete everything and start again. Miniconda is something that will help us to stay organized. So let's install this. There's one important step, which is you need to select add Miniconda 3 to my path environment variable. It tells you that it's scary, but we don't have any previously installed software. So don't worry about this. Choose this. It'll help us later on, and I'll point out where it will help us. If you know what you're doing, do as you like, but I recommend, if it's your first time installing this, just choose that option. While this is loading, there's one other file we need to get. It's this econ.yml down here. What this file is, it's a set of instructions for Miniconda, on how to set up our Python. So Python is a programming language, but inside of Python there's lots of other packages, lots of other pieces of software that we want to install in order to do econometrics and plotting and random numbers. We want to put this econ somewhere we know where it's going to be, and I'm going to put it in the users folder. So it's C users and then your username. I'm Jesse, so it's Jesse. And I'm just going to put it in right here, and we'll see why that is. It's because it's very easy to find in the command line. So we are done here. Let's see how Anaconda is doing. This will take a minute, so I'm going to pause the video and I will come back when this is done. All right, Miniconda finished. Uncheck all this. We don't need any of this. And okay, we're all set. Python is actually installed on our computer now. But what we need to do next is, like I said, create this environment that's going to hold all of the software that we use inside of Python so that our projects don't get messy. And if you want to do more sophisticated projects, it's nice to always create a new environment in order to keep things split up and to make sure that nothing crosses. So to run Anaconda, we're going to type Windows key R. That's going to open this run prompt, and then you're going to type cmd, and cmd gives you a terminal. This is why we chose path. If you didn't choose to install path, there's a different way to load Anaconda, but if we install on path, we can do this, which is very easy. You just type conda activate. You know now that conda is activated because you have this base on the left. So now conda is on, and we're in base, and base is it's the base environment. You should never install anything to base. You should always create a new environment, go to that environment, and then install your stuff. Installing to base is a very bad idea. So what we want to do next is to following the instructions. We downloaded YAML. Now when we're done, we're going to open a command line and then type, we type conda activate base. Conda env, this didn't update. I updated this, I apologize. It's env create f econ.yml. So let's do that. Conda env create f econ.yml. So what we will do is create a new environment that's going to be called econ, and it's going to download all of the packages that are in the econ.yml and set that all up for us. This takes a minute, so it's smoke break time. Before I pause, though, I'll show you what is in that YML file. C users Jesse, right? Users Jesse, and let's open econ and just have a look at what is this. So There are many channels, places you could download software from. So this sets the channels in a good default order for you. We're going to install Python version 3.9. 3.10 is available, but not everything supports it yet, so 3.9 is a nice compromise. And then we'll get these packages. You don't really need to know all of this. These are just sort of the bare bones, like the minimum that you need. This is actually more than the minimum, but this is a nice group of packages that you can pretty much do everything that you need to do in terms of econometrics, running regressions, making plots, and simulating models, which is everything we're going to do in this class. So this will handle that all for you. You can see in the background it's solving the environment. What that means is each of these packages has many more things that it depends on. So it's trying to compromise between everybody and figure out what are all of the packages that we need to make all of these run correctly. This will happen totally automatically, so I'm going to pause and then I'll come back when it's done. Okay, so that took about 2 or 3 minutes, and this isn't done yet, but just to show you what to expect, it's going to think for a while, and then you're going to start seeing all of these installations. And these are all the packages, like I said, that depend on the other packages that depend on the other packages. So you saw in that YML there was maybe 10 things, but this is going to download many more than that. So yeah, have a smoke break and come back when it's done. All right, I'm back. It is done. It took about 10 minutes to run on this virtual machine. Hopefully it's faster on your computer. And we're good. So everything's installed. It tells us to open our new environment, which is called econ. And to do that, we type conda activate econ. So now whenever you come to your terminal, that's what you'll type. So let's actually look at how that looks. I'll just turn off conda and then close my terminal. And so I come into CMD, I push Windows R to get this. I type CMD, I push enter, and then I type conda activate econ. And now there we go. Instead of saying base, it says econ. And we have all of those packages that we like, well, that you're going to learn to love. And to actually program something, we're going to type Jupyter Notebook. Jupyter Notebook, push enter. And then that's going to launch a notebook server. And this will open in your web browser. And here you go. This is Jupyter. And this is where we can do some Python programming. I'm going to make a folder that's going to hold all of my Python programs just to be a little bit tidy. So I'm here in my users Jesse. I'm going to call this Python projects. And then here, one note, so this says slash, right? It says you're at your home directory. The home directory is whatever directory you were in when you typed Jupyter Notebook and pushed enter in here. So here we were in C users Jesse. So now C users Jesse becomes the home page for Jupyter. So here's my Python projects folder I just made. And I will make a new folder, Notebook Jupyter 3. And here you go. And you write your very first Python program. You print hello world. Okay. And we will see more about how to program with Python in class. But this is everything you need to get started and everything that we're going to need for the entire semester. I hope it was helpful, and I hope that you can get it installed. If you have any trouble, let me know, please.